SpaceX boss Elon Musk has announced plans to fly a space tourist to the moon. 42-year-old Japanese billionaire and online fashion tycoon Yusaku Maezawa has paid an undisclosed amount to fly himself and a selected bunch of companions on SpaceX's proposed new BFR rocket. Maezawa describes himself as a patron of the arts, and he wants to take between 6 and 8 artists with him, including painters, sculptors, photographers, writers, fashion designers and architects.
Thank you, Elon. Thank you, everyone. I am from Japan. My name is Yusaku Maezawa. Finally, I can tell you that I choose to go to the moon. I don't like being alone. So I want to share these experiences and things with as many people as possible. So that is why I choose to go to the moon with artists. I choose to invite artists from around the world on my journey.
Including a single orbit of the moon, the journey should take about a week. The journey dwarfs the 7 multi-millionaire space tourists who have so far flown aboard Russian Soyuz rockets to the International Space Station, including one who went twice. SpaceX founder Elon Musk.
The purpose of SpaceX, the reason for creating SpaceX, was to accelerate the advent of humanity becoming a spacefaring civilization, to help advance rocket technology to the point where we could potentially become a multi-planet species and a true spacefaring civilization. So as we consider sort of the fossil record, the history of civilization, it's important to bear in mind, like, there could be some natural event or some man-made event that ends civilization as we know it, or in life as we know it. And so it's important that we try to become a multi-planet civilization, extend life beyond Earth, and to do so as quickly as we can. That window of opportunity may be open for a long time, or it may be open for a short time, but we should not assume that it is open for a long time. We should take action and become a multi-planet civilization as soon as possible. And that's kind of like the defensive reason. I do want to emphasize it's multi-planetary, not single planet, but somewhere else. We want to become a multi-planet civilization, have life on Mars, Moon, maybe Venus, the moons Jupiter, throughout the solar system, and then ultimately extend life beyond the solar system to other star systems. And I think that's the future that's incredibly exciting.
The moon flight, slated for 2023, will use SpaceX's proposed next-generation super heavy-lift rocket, the BFR, which we're told stands for Big Falcon Rocket. Musk's used the space tourist announcement to also unveil the latest designs for the BFR. At 118 metres, the vehicle, which is designed for interplanetary transport, will be 12 metres taller than previously envisaged. The 2-stage reusable launch vehicle will be able to carry a 100-ton payload into orbit. The system also includes specialist ground infrastructure for rapid launch and relaunch, as well as zero-gravity propellant transfer technology designed for deployment in low Earth orbit. Unlike earlier designs, the upper stage now features steerable canards, as well as 2 rear-mounted radially adjustable wings, which also act as landing legs. There's a third landing leg, which looks like a vertical stabilizer, but has no actual aerodynamic function. The 9-metre diameter BFR will use 7 cryogenic Methalox-fueled Raptor rocket motors, which have been under development since 2012.
In 10 years, we got from tiny rockets barely making it to orbit to the world's biggest rocket by far, with reusable boost stages and sending a car to Mars. So just an update on BFR itself. The production design of BFR is different in some important ways from what I presented about a year ago. Overall, it is 118 meters long. The payload is still similar. It's about 100 metric tons. Actually, technically 100 metric tons all the way to Mars because of orbital refueling. So BFR is designed to be able to take 100 tons all the way to the surface of Mars, maybe Ceres, but if you have a propellant depot on Mars, you're able to get from Mars to the asteroid belt to moons of Jupiter and kind of like planet and moon hop all the way to the outer solar system. So BFR is really intended as an interplanetary transport system that's capable of getting from Earth to anywhere in the solar system as you establish propellant depots along the way. So we've increased the payload section to be over 1,000 cubic meters. I think it'll probably end up being something around 1,100 cubic meters. There are forward actuated fins and rear actuated fins. The way that BFR flies is somewhat counterintuitive. If you apply your sort of normal intuition, it will not make sense.